Did you know that the very snack sitting in your kitchen cabinet, something you've trusted for years, might be quietly sabotaging your health? It sounds extreme, but recent studies suggest that regularly eating certain kinds of nuts could raise your risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 48%. That's not just some sensational number, it's backed by research from respected institutions like the American College of Cardiology. And if you're over 65, the risk is even greater. Why? Because aging bodies process fats, toxins, and minerals differently. What once worked for you in your 40s could now be putting immense strain on your heart, kidneys, and even your brain. Here's the part nobody talks about. Not all nuts are created equal. Some are nutritional powerhouses, offering protection against osteoporosis, memory loss, and high blood pressure. Others, though, they're ticking time bombs, loaded with inflammatory oils, hidden toxins, and compounds that can interfere with medications or worsen chronic conditions. Even more unsettling, the nut causing the most damage to seniors' health might be one you've been told is good for you, praised by diet books, fitness gurus, and maybe even your own doctor. And the worst part? It's likely in your pantry right now. But don't worry, we're not here to scare you, we're here to set the record straight. In this video, we'll walk you through the 4 best nuts that aging adults should embrace and the 4 that could be silently draining your vitality. You'll learn which ones to eat for a sharper mind, stronger bones, and better sleep, and which to skip to avoid inflammation, blood sugar spikes, and hidden chemical exposure. Make sure to stick around until the end, because what we reveal in the final minutes might just change the way you snack forever. There's a dark truth about one common nut that even nutritionists rarely mention, and it could be doing long-term damage without a single symptom. Ready to find out which nuts are helping you age gracefully and which might be aging you faster? Let's get into it. Part 1, almonds, the bone defender. When it comes to aging gracefully, one of the biggest threats to independence and quality of life is bone fragility. After the age of 65, your bones naturally begin to lose density, becoming more porous and brittle. Even a small fall can lead to a serious fracture, sometimes with life-altering consequences. But what if a simple handful of almonds could help slow that process? Almonds, often praised for their heart-healthy fats, are also one of the most powerful bone-supporting foods a senior can eat. Just 1/4 cup of almonds, about 20 nuts, delivers nearly 100 milligrams of calcium. While that may not sound like much, it's just part of the story. Almonds also contain magnesium, a mineral that works alongside calcium in a unique way. Magnesium doesn't just support muscle function, it plays a critical role in directing calcium to your bones where it belongs. Without enough magnesium, calcium may accumulate in soft tissues like arteries, increasing cardiovascular risk. That's why almonds are such a perfect pairing of nutrients. They help build bone density while protecting your heart at the same time. But the benefits don't stop there. Almonds are also rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps reduce oxidative stress, which can damage bone-forming cells. In fact, research from Tufts University suggests that older adults who consume vitamin E-rich foods like almonds may slow age bone loss and even reduce the risk of osteoporosis. Another reason almonds are ideal for seniors, their fiber content. Constipation is a common issue for older adults, affecting nearly 40% of people over 65. Almonds provide about 3.5 grams of fiber per serving, helping to keep digestion regular and promoting a healthier gut. A lesser-known factor in bone health, there's more, almonds have monounsaturated fats that are known to lower LDL, the bad cholesterol. That's important because high cholesterol is a risk factor, not just for heart disease, but also for bone fractures. Surprised? According to a study published in Bone Reports, seniors with high LDL levels were more likely to experience hip fractures. And if brain health is also on your radar, and it should be, almonds offer something special here too. Their antioxidant profile has been shown to reduce oxidative damage in the brain, which may help preserve memory and cognitive function as you age. Almond skins, often discarded or removed in commercial varieties, are particularly rich in flavonoids. When paired with vitamin E, these compounds double their antioxidant power, so opt for almonds with skins on whenever possible. But a word of caution, almonds can be a choking hazard, especially for those with difficulty swallowing, a common issue for older adults. If that's a concern, try slivered almonds or almond butter with no added sugar or salt. The health benefits remain the same without the risk. As a veteran nutritionist, I often recommend 15 to 20 almonds per day, ideally raw or dry roasted and unsalted. That's the sweet spot, enough to support bones, heart, digestion, and brain without going overboard on calories or fat. In a world full of confusing nutrition advice, almonds stand out as a clear win for seniors. They're simple, accessible, and deeply nourishing. And when you eat them regularly, you're not just snacking, you're building a foundation for strength and independence for years to come. Part 2, walnuts, brain's best friend. Of all the foods that support brain health, walnuts may be the most fascinating, especially for seniors. Just take a look at one. With its folded, ridged surface, the walnut looks remarkably like a miniature brain. That's no coincidence. Nature often gives us visual clues, and in this case, it's spot on. Walnuts are the #1 source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Unlike fish oil, ALA is accessible to those on plant-based or low-meat diets. Omega-3s are essential for keeping brain cell membranes fluid and functional, helping neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin do their job. As we age, these processes slow down, but walnuts can help keep them running smoothly. In a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging, seniors who consumed just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks experienced measurable improvements in cognitive flexibility and processing speed. That's because walnuts also contain polyphenols, antioxidant compounds that can cross the blood-brain barrier and reduce inflammation in neural tissue. Less inflammation means better communication between brain cells. And here's a hidden gem. Walnuts contain melatonin, the sleep-regulating hormone that naturally declines with age. Poor sleep isn't just tiring, it also damages memory and increases the risk of dementia. A small handful of walnuts in the evening may naturally support better rest without medications or side effects. But the brain benefits aren't the whole story. Walnuts are also rich in arginine, an amino acid that supports healthy blood flow by promoting nitric oxide production. This matters because good circulation ensures that your brain gets the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function well, especially after 65, when vascular issues can lead to cognitive decline. Store walnuts in the fridge to keep their delicate fats from going rancid, and try to eat about 7 walnut halves a day. Look for organic, raw, or dry roasted varieties for the cleanest nutrition, and if you can, crack them yourself. It's a small but satisfying way to keep your hands and coordination active. Bitter? Maybe a little, but that sharp edge is a sign of their powerful antioxidants at work. Nature's way of helping you stay sharp too. Part 3, pistachios, the heart's helper. Pistachios may be small, but don't let their size fool you. They pack a powerful punch for heart health, especially in seniors. Often overshadowed by almonds and walnuts, pistachios are one of the most heart-friendly nuts you can eat, with unique properties that make them ideal for aging bodies. What sets pistachios apart? It starts with their potassium content. 1 ounce, about 49 kernels, contains roughly 285 milligrams of potassium and very little sodium. This is a big deal because as we age, our kidneys become less efficient at balancing salt and fluid levels. High potassium and low sodium help counteract this, naturally lowering blood pressure. Some studies have even shown that daily pistachio consumption can reduce systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, similar to the effect of some prescription medications, but without side effects. But pistachios offer more than just blood pressure benefits. They're loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that concentrate in the retina and protect against age macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in people over 60. If you value your eyesight, pistachios deserve a place in your snack rotation. And here's another bonus. The colorful green and purple tints in pistachios aren't just pretty, they signal the presence of powerful plant compounds that fight free radicals. This antioxidant action slows cellular aging and supports overall vitality, making pistachios a top-tier anti-aging food. Plus, the act of shelling pistachios is a built-in safety net. Because they take time to eat, they encourage mindful snacking, a subtle but effective way to avoid overeating. Studies published in the International Journal of Obesity have shown that the presence of empty shells acts as a visual cue, helping people stop before they go too far. For seniors managing blood sugar, pistachios are also a safe bet. With 3 grams of fiber per ounce and a relatively low glycemic load, they help slow glucose absorption and promote steady energy levels. Choose unsalted or lightly salted versions to avoid hidden sodium, and if you have arthritis or joint issues, opt for pistachios that are already half-opened or shelled. Nutritious, colorful, and satisfying, pistachios are a heart-smart choice that benefits more than just your ticker. Part 4. Brazil nuts, the thyroid guardian. When people talk about superfoods, Brazil nuts rarely top the list, but they should. These rich, creamy nuts aren't just tasty, they're one of the most potent sources of selenium on the planet. And for seniors, selenium is more than just a mineral, it's a lifeline for the thyroid. Just one Brazil nut can contain up to 96 micrograms of selenium, well over 100% of the recommended daily intake. Selenium is essential for the production and activation of thyroid hormones, which regulate metabolism, energy, and even mood. Many thyroid disorders in older adults go undiagnosed because their symptoms like fatigue, weight gain, or brain fog are often mistaken for normal aging, but supporting your thyroid could dramatically improve how you feel day to day. That's not all. Selenium also plays a vital role in antioxidant defense, helping neutralize free radicals that damage cells and accelerate aging. Some research even links selenium intake to slower telomere shortening, those protective caps at the ends of your chromosomes that naturally wear down with age. In other words, Brazil nuts might help slow down the biological aging process at the cellular level. Another powerful perk, the specific fatty acids in Brazil nuts support myelin, the protective coating around nerves that's essential for fast reflexes and sharp cognitive function. As we get older, myelin breaks down, which can lead to slower processing and impaired coordination. Keeping it intact is key for maintaining mental sharpness. But here's the catch. Too much of a good thing can become a problem. Selenium, when consumed in excess, can cause toxicity. Symptoms include nausea, hair loss, and in extreme cases, nerve damage. That's why experts recommend limiting your intake to just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day. To get the most benefit, choose Brazil nuts still in their shells. This helps preserve their nutrients and store them in the fridge to prevent spoilage, as their high fat content can go rancid quickly. The Brazil nuts may be small, but their impact is anything but. For seniors struggling with low energy, sluggish metabolism, or mild cognitive decline, this overlooked nut might just be the natural remedy they never knew they needed. Part 5. Peanuts molded in mystery. They're one of America's favorite snacks, found in everything from ballpark bags to peanut butter sandwiches. But here's the shocking truth. Peanuts aren't really nuts at all, and for seniors, that small detail can carry big health consequences. Botanically speaking, peanuts are legumes, not tree nuts. They grow underground, which unfortunately exposes them to a type of mold that can produce a dangerous toxin called aflatoxin. This naturally occurring substance has been linked to liver damage and even certain cancers. And for older adults, whose detoxification systems may already be slowing down, this risk becomes even more serious. But the mold problem is just the beginning. Peanuts also contain proteins that can trigger inflammation, even in people who don't have a diagnosed allergy. For seniors already dealing with arthritis, cardiovascular concerns, or cognitive decline, this low-level inflammatory response may quietly worsen symptoms over time. Combine that with peanuts' high omega-6 content, a fatty acid known to increase inflammation when not balanced with enough omega-3s, and it's a recipe for trouble. And if you take blood thinners like warfarin, there's another concern. Peanuts contain significant amounts of vitamin K, which can interfere with how your medication works. Unfortunately, many doctors fail to mention this, leaving seniors unaware of a potential risk hidden in their daily snack. Now let's talk about peanut butter. One of the most common ways older adults consume peanuts. Commercial peanut butters are often loaded with hydrogenated oils, added sugars, and sodium, all of which can contribute to high blood pressure and increase the risk of heart disease. Even natural peanut butter can be a problem if stored improperly, as peanuts go rancid quickly and can form harmful free radicals. Then there's the issue of dry roasting. This popular process creates acrylamide, a chemical that has been linked to cognitive decline in animal studies. While more research is needed, seniors who are already concerned about memory issues may want to steer clear. You don't need to eliminate peanuts entirely, but swapping them out a few days a week for almonds or walnuts can significantly reduce your exposure to these hidden risks, while still giving you the crunch and satisfaction you love. Part 6. Cashews, the sugar trap. Cashews are creamy, comforting, and often seen as a healthy alternative to chips or sweets. But if you're over 65, these seemingly harmless nuts could be quietly disrupting your blood sugar and digestion, and not in ways most people expect. Unlike many tree nuts, cashews are relatively high in carbohydrates. 1 ounce contains about 9 grams of carbs, most of which convert quickly into glucose. That's a red flag for seniors, especially since nearly half of Americans over age 65 have pre-diabetes or diabetes. Even if you're not diabetic, regular cashew consumption could cause unnecessary blood sugar spikes that put added strain on your pancreas and energy levels. Cashews also contain fewer protective fibers than other nuts, making their glycemic impact more pronounced. Many seniors snack on them without realizing just how quickly the sugars in cashews can be absorbed into their system, and with their naturally sweet, buttery taste, they're dangerously easy to overeat. There's also the issue of oxalates, plant compounds found in high amounts in cashews. Oxalates combine to calcium in the digestive tract, reducing calcium absorption. That's a major concern for older adults who are already at higher risk for osteoporosis. Even worse, these same oxalates can contribute to the formation of kidney stones, particularly after age 60, when the body becomes more vulnerable to mineral imbalances. But the risks don't stop there. Cashews are also among the most processed nuts. Before they ever reach store shelves, they must be steamed to remove urushiol, a toxic oil also found in poison ivy. While that makes them safer to eat, the intense heat treatment strips away many nutrients in the process. To make matters worse, many store-bought cashews are roasted in oil and heavily salted, adding unnecessary fats and sodium that can elevate blood pressure and aggravate heart conditions. And for seniors with dentures, sensitive gums, or difficulty swallowing, cashews' smooth, slippery shape makes them a common choking hazard. The bottom line, while cashews might seem like an indulgent yet healthy snack, they come with more risks than most realize, especially for aging bodies. A better option? Swap them for fiber-rich, heart-smart walnuts or almonds, and save the cashews for rare occasions. Part 7. Macadamias, the fat bomb. Macadamia nuts are often described as luxurious, rich, buttery, and indulgent. But for older adults, that indulgence comes with a serious catch. While they may taste like a treat, macadamias are among the most calorie-dense nuts you can eat, and their hidden risks are often overlooked. 1 ounce of macadamias contains around 200 calories and 22 grams of fat. That's more than nearly any other nut. And while they do provide healthy monounsaturated fats, their high fat load can be problematic for seniors, especially those with a slowing metabolism or reduced activity levels. Maintaining a healthy weight becomes harder with age, and calorie-dense foods like macadamias can make that task even more challenging. Even more concerning is their saturated fat content, about 3 grams per ounce. While small amounts of saturated fat are okay, excess intake has been linked to elevated LDL cholesterol, especially in those already at risk for cardiovascular disease. For seniors who are managing high cholesterol or blood pressure, this nut may be working against your heart, not for it. Macadamias are also particularly hard on digestion. Their high fat content requires more bile to break down, something the body produces less of with age, especially in those with reduced gallbladder function or a history of gallstones. In fact, macadamias can even trigger painful episodes in people with undiagnosed gallstones, which affect nearly 15% of seniors. Dental health is another overlooked issue. Macadamias are dense and crunchy, which can put stress on aging teeth, crowns, or bridges. For seniors with weakened enamel or sensitive gums, that satisfying crunch could end in a dental emergency. And let's not forget the cost. Macadamias are some of the most expensive nuts on the market, often leading budget-conscious seniors to buy bulk quantities that can easily go rancid if not stored properly. Rancid fats don't just taste bad, they introduce free radicals that contribute to cellular aging and inflammation. Yes, macadamias are delicious, but they're best treated like a rare dessert, not a daily snack. If you're looking for a nut that supports weight control, heart health, and affordability, pistachios or almonds are much better suited to the nutritional needs of aging adults. Part A. Pine nuts, the hidden disruptor. Pine nuts may look harmless, tiny, pale, and often nestled in gourmet dishes like pesto, but beneath their delicate appearance lies a surprising threat, especially for older adults. While not inherently toxic, pine nuts can disrupt medications, digestion, and even your sense of taste in ways most people don't realize. Let's start with the most unexpected issue, drug interactions. Pine nuts contain compounds that may interfere with how the body processes certain medications. For seniors taking multiple prescriptions, especially statins, blood pressure medications, or antidepressants, these interactions can reduce drug effectiveness or trigger unexpected side effects. Unfortunately, few doctors mention the risk of food-drug interactions when advising older patients, even though over 60% of seniors take 5 or more medications daily. Then, there's something called pine mouth or pine nut syndrome. Within 24 to 48 hours after eating certain pine nuts, some people experience a bitter metallic taste that can last for days or even weeks. This condition is especially disruptive to older adults who may already struggle with reduced appetite or diminished taste sensitivity. When eating becomes unpleasant, it can lead to poor nutrition and unintentional weight loss, issues that affect nearly 1 in 3 seniors. But it doesn't end there. Pine nuts are rich in polyunsaturated fats which oxidize quickly when exposed to light, air, or heat. Oxidized fats not only taste off, but they also increase oxidative stress and inflammation, 2 key drivers of aging diseases like arthritis and Alzheimer's. Swallowing issues are also a concern. Due to their small, smooth shape, pine nuts can be easily aspirated, accidentally inhaled into the lungs, especially by seniors who take medications that cause dry mouth or have trouble swallowing. Aspiration can lead to infections or even aspiration pneumonia, a potentially serious complication for older adults. To make matters worse, pine nuts also contain enzyme inhibitors, which can interfere with protein digestion, a problem for aging bodies that already struggle with nutrient absorption. Although they're trendy in culinary circles, pine nuts carry more risks than benefits for seniors. If you're using them regularly in salads or sauces, consider swapping them for chopped walnuts or sunflower seeds, both safer, nutrient-dense alternatives that better support aging health. The most dangerous nut isn't found in nature, it's blind trust. Trusting health trends without understanding your body can quietly harm you more than any food. It's not about the nut, it's about knowing what's right for you. The real danger? Believing anything healthy is safe for everyone. Now that you've seen the truth behind these 8 common nuts, we want to hear from you. Which nut surprised you the most? Have you been eating one of the dangerous nuts without realizing the risks? Or maybe you've experienced a health change after switching to one of the safer options. Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else make a smarter choice. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more eye-opening content tailored specifically for seniors who care about their health. When you subscribe, you'll be the first to know when we drop our next myth-busting video. Here's a hint. It's about 3 vegetables most people think are healthy, but could actually be speeding up aging. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Let's take control of our health, one smart choice at a time together.